Hi guys, so this is problem 7 right here. So problem 7 asks us to prove that P1, which is the frequency of the big A allele after the first time step equals 1 plus S1 times P naught, which is the original frequency of the big A allele squared, plus P naught times 1 minus P naught over the function with P naught plugged in. And they asked us to prove this given that f of P naught equals 1 plus S1 P naught squared plus S2 times 1 minus P naught squared. Okay, so we proved this by taking the equation earlier. We were given that Fp equals 1 plus S1 P squared plus S2 times 1 minus P squared. And we look at that and we say, wow, those problems are really similar. And we're also given this equation. Earlier we said that 1 plus S1 times P squared plus 2P times 1 minus P plus 1 plus S2 times 1 minus P squared equals that equation right there that we just defined. And we say to ourselves, okay, well, since we know that that equation is the same thing as that equation up there, the one that's given to us in the equation, just with P naught plugged in instead of P, we can then put P naught into all of these spaces, and we get the equation f of P naught equals, and then it's the same equation right above, except it's just P naught plugged in instead of P. And earlier, we defined these as, so this is the frequency right here of the homozygous dominant, and we define that as P earlier. And this right here in the middle is the frequency of the heterozygous genotype, which we defined as Q. And then this one in the back right here is the frequency of the homozygous recessive allele, which we defined as R, all the way at the beginning of this entire project. And in question 1, we described P1, which is the first time step. So on the frequency of the big A allele at the first time step as P1 equals P plus 1/2 of Q over P plus Q plus R. And so if we plug in the values of P, Q, and R, which we know, which are right here, we get P1 equals 1 plus S1 times P naught squared plus P naught times 1 minus P naught over the function with P naught plugged in. And so obviously this is P right here. This is 1/2 of Q because we just divide the 2 out by 2, and that gets rid of that. And then this, if we look at this, it's P plus Q plus R, which we know is f of P naught because that's P plus Q plus R right there. And that is how we finish up problem 7 and the project. So I hope that was informative. Goodbye.